In this tutorial, I will be covering conditionals and where they are used in NetLinks programming. There are three types of conditionals that we use in our programs. The first I will be showing is the if-else conditional. The if-else conditional works on the principle that if a conditional evaluation is true, then the conditions code is executed. If this conditional evaluation is false, then the else conditional code is executed. The next type of if statement is the nested else-if statement. When there are multiple tests for the same type of conditional evaluation, then we use the else-if statements. Here, the first if test is evaluated. If true, then the code for the if conditional is executed. If the evaluation returns false, then the next else-if conditional is evaluated. If true, then the code for this conditional is executed. If the test is false, then the final else conditional code is executed. When using multiple if conditional evaluations, if only one conditional can resolve to true, multiple if tests directly after each other should be avoided. The result will be that every if statement will be evaluated, even if the first one is the only one that could be true for this instance. This type of conditional method should be avoided. The next conditional type is the select active conditional. The select active conditional is very similar to the if-else-if conditional. The select active function is the same as a nested else-if conditional, where multiple evaluations can be done per function. In this conditional, each active condition is tested until the first true condition is found. By default, there is no final active conditional evaluation result if all previous active tests are false. The active 1 condition can be inserted if a final statement code needs to be executed as a default statement, if all previous active tests were false. The select active function is used to make coding simpler to read and run without having to nest multiple tests. It is also useful for testing unrelated conditions within one code block. The third type of conditional is the switch case conditional. This conditional is used where there can be multiple answers to a single test. The test is done at the switch function, and the result of this test is compared to each case function value until a match is found. Where there is no case function value which matches the test result, then the default statement is run. It must be noted that the result of the switch test must be an integer or character value. The value passed into the case could be a constant or a number or a string literal. The break command is used to stop at a point in the conditional statement or loop function, and jump out of the statement or function and continue with the code. In other languages, this break function is needed. If not used, then the code will continue scanning all the test functions after the correct test function has been found. For example, in a switch case function, until 1 is found or at the end of the function. In NetLinks conditional statements, the break command is not needed. When a true condition is found, the query function stops at that point and jumps directly out of that conditional statement. Now that I have shown the types of conditionals that are used, I will be covering mathematical and logical operators that are used in these conditional evaluations. In all programming conditional evaluations, there can only be two results: true, which has a value of 1, or false with a value of 0. Care needs to be taken if any mathematical calculation is done in a conditional evaluation and the result is greater than 0, as this will then be defined as a true result. First, we will be covering logical operators, which are AND, OR, exclusive OR, and NOT operators. The AND function works on the principle that all of the statements in the AND function must be true in order to get a true result. The symbols that are used to identify the AND operator is the word AND, or two ampersand symbols. Here is the truth table for the AND operator. As can be seen, if statement 1 or statement 2 is false, then the result is false for this AND evaluation function. Only when both statements are true, then the AND evaluation function is true. The next logical operator is the OR operator. With the OR operator, only one of the statements needs to be true for the whole OR evaluated function to be true. The symbols that are used to represent the OR operator is the word OR, or two vertical bars. As can be seen in this table, either or both statements needs to be true in order for the result to be true. The exclusive OR operator is our next operator. With the exclusive OR function, only one of the statements needs to be true in order for the result to be true. If more than one statement is true, then the result is false. The symbols that are used to represent the exclusive OR function is the word XOR, or two caret symbols. As can be seen in this table, if both statements are true or false, then the result is false. If only one of the statements is true, then the whole function evaluation is true. The last logic operator that is used is the NOT operator. The NOT operator's result is the inverse of the logic statement. A true statement produces a false result, and a false statement produces a true result. The symbols used to represent the logic NOT operator is the word NOT or an exclamation mark. The next section of operators we'll be covering is mathematical operators. This is split over two parts: arithmetical and relational operators. Arithmetic operators are the standard arithmetic functions of multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. There is a fifth arithmetic operator called modulo. Modulo is the remainder of a division calculation. When working with arithmetic operators, a programmer needs to ensure that all variable value types are the same in their calculation. The value types that may be used are integers, longs, signed longs, floats, and doubles. Relational operators are the functions of less than and equals to, greater than and equals to, not equals to, and the same as. Care needs to be taken when programming with the equal sign. The single equal sign takes the total result value on the right of an equation or calculation and inserts the total value into the left-hand variable. Double equal sign is used to evaluate if two variables have the same value.